in today's enlightened atmosphere, many of those fellows undoubtedly would be of big league caliber. I can still recall Sam McCleary pitching and Charlie Bland hitting, and they had an outstanding team that played everywhere. An interesting part of those early days, too, was the Knothole gang. That wasn't entirely just in West Newton or Newton, but through the generosity of the Boston Braves, realizing that very few of us had any spare cash, through the playground department we could sign up and join the Knothole gang, which meant that once a week during the summer we were allowed into the game free. We sat in the third base bleachers, and we had to get in there and get out, but that wasn't that much of a problem. And for many years during the Depression, through the thoughtful kindness of the Braves management, we enjoyed splendid games at the old Braves Field, which is now the site of Boston University's Nickerson Field in Homestead.
To get back to West Newton itself, what was West Newton, the business district, exactly like as you remember it growing up?
The business district of West Newton was very much the same in my earlier years as it was perhaps during the time of the Revolutionary War in this country. For example, Tom Nolan ran a blacksmith shop just about on the site or just behind where the present West Newton branch post office is. We were always happy to drop in to watch horses being shoed or parts being made for wagons or things of that nature. The stores were old. There was a setback on most of the older stores, little fences and shrubs and trees around them, and there was just about everything in West Newton that a person could want. You must remember there was no such thing as shopping malls in those days. Economically, there was no way to have gotten to the mall, so there was never any built. But we had McBride's department store. We had approximately 6 drug stores. We had a fish store. We had 2 cobblers. I guess the kids today would think of them as shoe repair shops. We had 2 Chinese laundries. We had a livery stable, Kate's Livery Stable, which is still there today. It's known as the Kate and Pratt Funeral Home. We had at least 4 meeting halls in West Newton in the square. At one time there was even a bowling alley. We always had banks. We had specialty shops such as meat or butcher shops, and we had 1 or 2 bakeries. We had always had 2 or 3 little, as we call them, lunch carts. We had 1 ice cream parlor called Kelly's Cozy Nook, where we were wont to go in and get a nice ice cream. You could get a double header sherbet for a nickel, and the biggest double-decker ice cream you'd ever want for 10 cents. We had candy stores. We had, in my day, we had, when the First National chain formed, believe it or not, there were actually 4 First National stores located in the West Newton Square shopping center. All of them did well because each had carried on its clientele of customers from the stores before they merged. In those days, there was no such thing as a traffic light in West Newton Square. There were the car tracks with the street railway. There were no gas stations because they simply didn't exist in those times. The first gas station really that came to West Newton was located by the old fire station just over the railroad bridge on Washington Street, just beyond the one of the 2 black churches Mount Zion Baptist Church, which was located there. We also had, for entertainment, the older fellows had, the young men had a pool room. I can recall going as a young man sitting with my father and watching him play pool in Ben Lyon's pool room, which was located right in the middle of West Newton Square. We had specialty shops that you could go to, haberdashers as they call them, and one of my routine jobs every week was to go to the Chinese laundry to deliver the soiled collars and pick up the clean celluloid type collars my father had to wear on the streetcars. We had also no beauty shops in those days. I often wonder where the ladies went, but we had approximately 4 or 5 barber shops, each with its own little group of men that went to it. Shave was 15 cents and a haircut was a quarter, a far cry from what there is today. We had a curtain factory in West Newton on the site, the very location, the same building as the present Mayflower Furniture Company. George Martin ran quite a curtain factory there. There was a garage in addition with a West Newton, called the West Newton Motor Mart. And we had 2 coal yards, as I mentioned earlier, in West Newton, each with its trestles to receive train loads, car loads of coal, and which were dumped onto the ground below. There were real estate offices, and even Mr. Tom Lyons maintained a business office in West Newton Square for his funeral directing business, even though there was no such thing as a wake held there. It would be the occasional little real estate and insurance office, and in essence, there was every possible type of convenience shop and store that would be needed. You didn't have to either go to Boston or move out of West Newton to do literally 100% of the shopping.